there's some kids in their 20s that have some pretty badass podcasts. They're talking about things.
Episode 3 of Conversations with Rob and Lou. Here we go.
Yes. Okay. God, I don't really just.
All right.
start.
Well, yeah. Well, before we start, notice our
Yes.
cool cups. It's
The
what,
high-
Goofy and Mickey Mouse?
The high Disney characters.
The high Disney characters, and we have some Kratom tea in here.
Yes.
Tea and Kratom are both legal, so we can say
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Kratom or kratom. It's a
Kratom.
kratom.
Yeah.
I
think so.
think Hamilton Morris would say like kratom, kratom, or I don't know.
Well, I'm not Hamilton Morris. So
I
I'm,
would
not-
say,
I'm
like-
just
like,
going to say
maybe,
Kratom.
Maybe
Kratom.
our viewers in Thailand know the actual name of it.
I don't think we have any viewers in
No.
Thailand unless.
No, but
yeah.
But yeah, kratom is kind of like a it's kind of similar to coffee. Like is this? I don't know if it's
It's the opposite of coffee.
yeah, like in terms of, like the genetic, like it's a similar type of plant.
It's a relative of the coffee plant.
I think so. Yeah. And it basically just gives you like a calming effect. It's good for like
It relieves pain,
Yeah, for
attaches
pain.
to the opioid receptors. So
yeah,
that's what it's good for.
it's the mu opiate.
And
That's what
we were both in pain today, so we decided to
Sure.
take some NRT. It's fun.
Actually, my abs are very sore from working out
Oh,
because I did like an ab and like pull like back workout sort of thing
nice.
on Friday, and my abs are really sore. So and I have pretty bad allergies, like not like terrible, but I was sneezing on the way here.
It
just
was killing the
horrible.
abs. That's probably a workout
terrible.
on its own.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
bad though. But yeah,
That's cool. All right,
So
let us begin with the
Yes, the
Basecamp
cards.
card. By the way, the company's called Basecamp, so
yes,
yeah.
shout out to them.
What goal are you working on right now? And it's the 8
Starting.
of clubs.
Did we have the 8 of
Is
spades
that,
last time?
or that's
That's
close.
close.
Yeah. Okay.
8 of spades last time. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
My goal is to have a podcast.
I think that's the most obvious thing that we're
Yeah.
working on right now. Other than that,
yeah.
it's actually kind of similar. I haven't done it yet. I might
No.
start a YouTube channel. I don't know.
Oh, like a separate YouTube.
Like a
channel.
separate, just like a
Interesting.
something that I don't know exactly what I would do,
Mhm.
but I'm open to any suggestions either the audience or Louis has.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
There are a lot of things you could do.
There are a lot of things, and I like so many different things. I don't really want to narrow it down to just one.
Yeah.
Like that's the hard part.
I think I don't think you are as as opposed to this sort of YouTube thing. But the channels that are kind of just like a cookie cutter thing where they just react to stuff and say funny
that kind of
trendy
stuff. Yeah, I
things.
don't necessarily want to
Yeah.
do like just reaction nonsense
I
and
don't think
cookie
it's-
cutter nonsense, but something I don't know exactly what yet. I'd have to think more about it, but that's something that I'm
yeah.
kind of working on right now, just figuring out like what kind of channel I could start.
You do like a gym channel. You definitely
A
work out
gym
lot.
channel? No, that
You
sounds.
should, yeah, maybe not.
There are way too many gym channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to do something where like to have like something where you know more about it than the average person, or like it's something that you have an interest in.
Okay,
you know?
the thing about the gym channel is
Yeah.
I know a decent amount about, not a ton
Mm-hmm.
actually, but I more so just work out often. I don't actually know
Okay.
that much about the macronutrients that you need
Oh.
or specific workouts even. Like I honestly don't even know the name of most of the machines in the gym. So
I mean,
I just kind of go and use
I
whatever
just know the
machines I
muscle,
want.
muscle group names.
I don't even know that. So
Ah,
I would
okay.
be bad for a gym channel. You could start a gym channel.
I could try. I could start.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could talk and then you do the workouts.
That would be
Okay, yeah.
that could be a good collab. Yeah.
Sure. The Robin Lou gym experience.
Yeah.
yeah,
be good.
but I don't know. I've also considered, because have some interest in doing some chemistry experiments and stuff like that.
That would be really cool.
That could be a cool YouTube channel. I think it's hard. That's sort of like, I think that's sort of like YouTube thing where you do like projects and stuff like that. I think that's really cool, and like it has potential to be like a big thing. Like I don't know. I think there's like plenty of like big YouTube channels that are like big but like respectable. Like they're big because they put a lot of work into it, and it's like a good thing.
And I think the upside to a chemistry
Yes.
channel like that
Mhm.
is it's a big barrier to entry. Like very few
Right.
people actually know enough about chemistry to
Sure.
make a channel about
I
it.
don't
So
know. I think there's actually more. Like after looking through YouTube, I think there's more than I would have thought.
no, I mean there are probably a lot of channels, but some
Good-
like
good
half of them are
channels.
probably garbage,
Mhm.
and the other half, I mean, there's only like what, a couple thousand probably. There are millions of other
channels?
YouTube channels. Yeah,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
yeah, there are so many YouTube channels but
Yeah,
also
display, I mean, yeah.
fewer people are looking into chemistry.
That's also true.
videos,
It's
so.
not a very big like market.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but no, there are definitely some that it's like the person just has a few few videos where they kind of just like did things that another YouTuber did, and then there's some where it's like some like PhD chemist in like an actual lab made a few videos, and they're like high quality, but it's just like they're not like a YouTube person.
You could do your own experiments. You could make your like new chemicals no one's ever synthesized before, and just like new types of glue and tape, adhesive, or something like that. You could do cool stuff, and I bet that would get a lot of views.
Yeah, you could definitely. Yeah, if that was easy to do, that could get
If
a
that
lot
was
of-
easy to do,
Yeah, I
yeah, if
don't
that
think
was
it's
safe.
that yeah, no, I think it's hard to make new things. So,
But actually, what if you did this? What if you
Yeah.
made different kinds of explosives?
there are channels
Legal
like that.
explosives. Legal.
Okay, explosives are. I think most of them are legal, just extremely dangerous.
Okay, so they're legal.
There's a YouTube channel that I've watched some videos from, where I think it's called Explosions and Fire. Is literally the channel.
Wow, and they just make bombs.
Not bombs, like explosive chemicals.
Okay.
But it's like extraordinarily dangerous. Like nothing I would ever attempt.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the sort of thing where you have a beaker or something, and then if you bump it too hard, it explodes.
Jeez.
It kills you or something, or not kills you, but like.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry, I kind of got you sidetracked on your discussion about YouTube.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking we might
Yeah.
have to put like a location safety search on this thing and stop people from certain regions from
For this podcast.
watching at least that part of it. Yeah, we might have to.
No, I didn't say. I just said a channel name, but I didn't say anything.
Okay. Well,
I didn't say any
mean,
chemical
we're,
names or-
I know, but we're just teaching people that hey, it's possible to make bombs pretty easily, and we don't necessarily want
Yeah.
to give that information out.
I feel like a lot of people already know that.
I
Well,
guess the people who are interested.
hopefully nobody new knows that now.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think for your sort of YouTube, like the sort of YouTube channel you do, I think
There are a couple things I was thinking of. I was thinking either like a funny sketches YouTube channel,
Mhm.
a finance YouTube channel,
right.
or I guess the third option would kind of just be the cookie cutter, like whatever Cody Co does, just
Yeah,
react to
I don't like
stuff,
that.
nonsense. Not really what I'm interested in. Or
Yeah.
it could be like a vlog, lifestyle, health kind of thing, kind of like the
a
gym
vlog,
thing,
a vlog sort of thing could be cool.
kind of like the gym thing. I was thinking like
Because I think,
incorporate the health
yeah.
into it, but
yeah,
not make it the main focus because I don't know enough.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the things you do know a lot about is like finances, and like stocks and stuff like that.
That is something I'm really strongly
Yeah.
considering. That's what
That could
it's
be good.
just I don't want to get bored of making
Ooh,
like
yeah.
boring finance videos.
Because I'm not a finance person. I don't know how much there is to talk about, and how
I think
boring
yeah,
it would
no,
get.
well, the problem with all those finance channels, I subscribe to a couple, is they make a bunch of interesting videos at first,
Yeah,
and then they have to keep making videos, and the videos later on stop providing that much real value to the people, and they're
Yeah.
kind of just entertainment with finance mixed in.
there's a lot of channels. Like
yeah,
that. Like,
so
yeah.
that's the downside to it.
There's also like drug YouTube channels
Yeah.
that like talk about like, like the
Psych substance. Yeah.
I don't think like Quentin hasn't had that issue yet. The Quentin experiment. That's a
He
good.
kind of has.
A
I
little
think
bit.
he's started just kind of talking about his trips and stuff.
But yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah.
Like a lot of his stuff is still like new things. It's like worth watching. But I feel like Psych Substance is like I enjoy watching him, but a lot of the stuff is kind of like not that much new things. He kind of just like rehashing things he's already said in old videos, and it's like I think the sort of like instructional YouTube channels kind of just work for a little bit.
Until
you
they
kinda
cover
have to-
all the basics and then
Yeah, then you kind of
they're
have to
done.
like,
There's no more content to make.
yeah, and you have to like make it like a concerted choice to like stop just doing like instructional stuff and start doing like a new type of thing. Whereas I think chemistry, I think is good for that because it's like always going to be a little bit instructional and it's always going to be a little bit of like
And there's just so many
Doing
possible
experiments.
chemicals you could make.
yeah, I think chemistry is good for that, but like
The danger
Yeah,
to it
yeah.
is if you just kept doing the same types of videos over and over, making like new chemicals. I mean, the process
to
is
have some-
relatively similar. It'd be kind of
Yeah.
boring to just watch that over and over again.
that is the issue. Yeah,
And unless each one is like a useful chemical
Mm-hmm.
that people would look up how to make this and watch it all the way through because they actually intend on making it,
yeah. Well, there's
then yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I guess it's not bad to keep saying like other YouTube channels names. But,
No, yeah, go for it.
yeah. There's a one YouTuber, Niall Red, who's like
Mm,
the,
Never
definitely
heard of him.
No, it's a chemistry.
Okay.
YouTuber, but he's like the biggest chemistry channel, and I think he gets like millions of views on those videos, and most like chemical YouTubers are not, obviously, because a lot of his videos these days, at least, are kind of like not really like instructional on how to make some like obscure chemical. It's like a cool thing. Like one of his videos is like turning gloves into grape soda or something.
Okay,
Because-
that's pretty cool.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
just
he adds clickbaity nonsense into it,
Wait,
but
it's not even like that. It's clickbaity. It's more just like a shocking, cool thing.
well, I think that's what clickbait is.
I always think.
Like a shocking, cool thing. And it's not necessarily clickbait doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a lie.
Oh,
I mean, you
sure.
can actually do the thing
I guess yeah. Okay, I think of clickbait as like
as something that
It's-
doesn't happen in the video.
yeah, it's like some shocking thing that isn't, it's not honest. I guess it's like kind of not exactly a lie, but it's like not really what's happening.
Yeah.
But like in the video, he
No, I
literally
hear that.
makes grape soda out of gloves.
Yeah, which I mean,
So
did
I
he
don't know.
drink it? That doesn't sound safe.
He drinks it. Yeah. Hey, you shouldn't probably.
That sounds really
Yeah.
dangerous. Grape soda.
Well, no. So it's like it's one of the chemicals in the flavoring. It's just like a
Oh.
very like It's like
So
the,
he had other stuff that he
Yeah, so
used to
basically-
make.
Yeah, it was actually yeah. Remember the one Joe Rogan episode with the lady talking about the chemicals in plastics that are bad for you, the
Yeah.
phthalates.
Oh, that's what he
Phthalate-
took.
It's hard to. It's hard to. Yeah,
That's
so it's
what he
basically
used? Jeez.
there are phthalate esters in plastics that are bad on their own, but you can do a bunch of chemical reactions and turn it into I think it's methylphenolate or something, which is it's pretty like a pretty different chemical that's not bad for you. They put it in like grape Kool-Aid and stuff like that as a flavoring.
So do you think at the end of that, the grape soda that he drank was safe?
Yes. Well, I think he's a pretty experienced chemist, so it would have been. But
And I guess if he's drinking it himself.
yeah, he's the only one drinking it. But I think for the most
Wow.
part, making chemicals in a lab, unless you have like really good testing equipment and stuff, is not very safe to like consume them.
Probably not.
It's just like,
yeah,
you
probably.
never know
But
what
he
sort of
is in
weird-
a lab, right? You said it was an expensive, like big budget
No.
operation kind of thing.
Well, it's big budget, but it's like his own lab, like he made.
Okay, but I
But
mean,
from
still, he
when-
has the right equipment to.
He does not
test
have
it.
the right equipment.
No.
Like he's on like a $10,000 budget, like that like order of magnitude.
Okay.
And labs are like on $1 million budget with the machines. Like
Wow.
those machines are like the size of a room and stuff.
How
Or not
many
all of them.
subscribers does he have? About
I don't know. In the millions.
in the
like, a
millions.
few
So he's
million.
probably making. I mean, that
And he has
the
a Patreon
setup
and
must be more than $10,000.
Well, no. Like that order. Like I think he said his most recent lab he made was like $20,000 or something to set everything up. So
That's
like
pretty good.
yeah, and it's like a pretty good lab. Like it's like a 2-room like office.
By pretty good, I
space.
mean pretty cheap. Like considering
Yeah.
how much money he must be making off all these
Oh, I'm
videos.
sure. Like he's yeah.
probably rolling in money.
Well, he only makes a video like every month or so. Because the issue with the chemistry YouTube channel is that
It's tough.
it's a lot of work to like think of a new project and like get it to work every time.
See, that's what I
Yes.
wouldn't want to do with my YouTube channel. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want something that's just crazy tough. Like this is one of the best YouTube ideas.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
just we're sitting in a room.
Mhm.
It took like 5 minutes to set up the camera and the two lights,
Yeah.
and here we go.
Right.
Yeah, we're rolling.
I think one issue is obviously that because it's kind of an unguided conversation, it's easy to kind of get into a subject where our viewers might not care at all about chemistry YouTube channels. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
just something that's
true.
been on my mind, so I'm just thinking
No,
about
that's true. But I think
it. Yeah.
potentially some new viewers might
Sure,
be
sure.
interested in chemistry YouTube
Yeah.
channels, and
Yeah,
we
I
can
guess
bring
as
them
long
in.
as as long as we keep the subject varied between podcasts,
I think
it
that's.
won't be too bad. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think these cards are really cool because we
They are
just
cool.
spent 13 minutes talking about the card.
Yeah, that was
So-
basically based on the goals. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing that I wanted to talk
Sure,
about,
sure.
I've actually talked with you a little bit about this before, but for the viewers, I'll recap
Yes.
kind of what I've said. Basically, and I'm not 100% sure about the statistic or
Oh no.
the factuality of this, but I think in Rome at one point, murder was legal. I'm pretty sure it was legal.
Okay. I think even if it wasn't, it's a good thought experiment.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's say murder is legal.
Yes.
Who do you kill? Who are you thinking is in this world that's evil enough currently? Like, do you get Putin? Kill Ming or Chow, who's the Chinese president? He's someone. Xi?
I
think it's
think
Xi.
that sounds right, but Ming just sounds very racist.
It does.
Those guy, that's the name of the guy in Wolf of Wall Street. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, Ming Chow, something like that. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember. But
Kim Jong Un. You get him?
okay, I think. Okay, I think it's complicated. I think the world leaders killing one of them isn't going to do much.
No.
Because it's like
No.
you're just killing a person. Like the reason their government is the way it is because there's like hundreds or like dozens or whatever of people who are keeping
Yeah.
the structure together. And like if you kill Vladimir Putin, there's just gonna be another. Or no, the Korean leaders are probably a better example of like they have like the doubles or whatever, or like the what are they called? Where it's just like it's like somebody that
Like a
looks
second
him.
in command. Oh, like
No,
a
no, no.
stunt double, basically.
Yeah, where
but
basically like
yeah.
like one of them will die, or like
Yeah.
the person that's leading the country will be like like a fake version of them, and that the actual one will be off on like
In a vault somewhere.
or
Hidden.
no, like on the beach, just like
Oh, and join.
yeah, just like not doing anything because they're not actually.
Are you implying that the people who we think of as the world leaders are just stunt doubles, and there's
No,
like a
no.
similar looking version of them? Or
Not necessarily, or maybe in like North Korea. I don't know how they are, but
I think Kim Jong Un is probably the real guy.
probably. But like, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that the leader themselves isn't really. They're more of like a figurehead almost. Like they're not.
They're not the government.
Yeah.
Really,
like,
you don't think even in North Korea where there's one supreme leader who's
I think he probably does a lot of stuff, but like, he's not the one making the policies or like.
you don't think? I mean, obviously he has a team of people working for him, but
Yeah.
that if he wanted anyone in the country killed, there's
No,
no
that's
one
true,
who.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no one he couldn't get. Probably.
No, I'm not. Yeah, they obviously have a lot of power, but it's like killing them wouldn't change the government's structure or like
yeah,
the way their country
that's
is for the
true.
citizens.
That's true.
So I don't know. Anyway, I don't think.
But what about in the case of Russia, where
Mhm.
Putin just wins these democratic elections every
Yeah.
year? You think if you got rid of him, there might be a vacuum, and it might actually lead to
Maybe.
someone else potentially getting in. I don't know.
Also,
Not that we should. Not
Yeah.
no one should do
this
this.
is sort of connecting to the main point of it, of the whole murder being legal thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the authority to know whether or not the people of Russia like Putin. Like,
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I really don't know. Like, maybe it actually is people just prefer to have him because it's the
Maybe
same,
they are voting for him.
It's the same forever, and they don't have to worry about
That's true.
some new guy coming in and being a
That's
different leader
true.
or whatever.
Yeah,
don't know.
I was just in Massachusetts and I was talking with a foreign exchange student, and she was saying how in the United States there really are a lot more resources, and sometimes she would go to the store and there just wouldn't be food there, or at least not the type of food she was looking for. So I believe it can get pretty rough
In Russia, you mean?
in Russia. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying
Even
it's,
that's modern day. Like she's young.
Yeah.
She's in college right now. So
Right. No, yeah,
it was
I'm
a
sure
couple
it's
years
not-
ago that she was back in Russia.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. Like, it's probably not very good, but I don't know how people feel about it. And I guess the point isn't whether maybe they don't like him and they would prefer for him to be killed. The thing is, I don't know.
What about a situation with like Kim Jong Un?
Yeah.
Where he's in charge of North Korea, and obviously all the people praise him and whatnot
Mhm.
because they've been propagandized to do it.
Right.
But from afar, you can look and say, "All right, I really know better. This guy's completely
Sure.
controlling them." What about that situation? Do you think, oh well, because the people like him
Yeah.
because he told them to like him,
Mhm.
I should let him keep doing it? Or
I think, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying, that like
yeah,
objectively they are better, like they would be better off without him being their leader. But I don't know if it's like, I don't know if just cutting them out instantly is the right choice. Like maybe having, like fixing the issue, like getting rid of the propaganda first would help. Because I mean,
but
what
could
if,
you get rid of it with him around?
probably, maybe not. But,
Probably
like,
not.
I guess what I'm thinking is, in that situation that you're describing, like if you just kill Kim Jong Un, a new guy is going to come in, Kim Jong.
Ill.
The
That was
fifth
his
or
dad or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know how
Kim
many
Jong the
there are.
Fifth. Yeah.
But and he's just going to be the next, supreme leader, god or whatever. And it's like some evil American people killed.
Yeah, a bunch
leader.
of propaganda. Yeah.
Now he has risen again as the next Kim Jong. And now you
being
have to-
reincarnated
Yes.
as yeah.
And now their
Kim
their love of him
Jong-ri.
is like redoubled, and you've just made it
guess.
worse. I
That's
don't know.
true. That could be bad.
That's the problem, I think. There's a lot of
Okay.
unintended consequences, and you don't really know if what you're doing is even what people want.
Okay.
In any situation where you're being a vigilante sort
Well,
of
I
thing.
guess in this vigilante situation,
Mhm.
I guess more so what you would be doing is setting a precedent and saying, look,
Sure.
when someone does something this evil
Mhm.
and is like this blatant about it,
Yeah.
there are going to be some vigilantes who kill them.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And that might disincentivize people from doing that.
Yeah, that's I agree with that part of it. Like, I
Because,
think
the next Kim Jong-un comes in, take him
But-
down too.
the problem is, I think it wouldn't work on that level. Like if you did that with like, I think you were saying before.
You think they just get more security or?
Well, I think with people that are like polluting the environment or whatever, there's like a lot of them doing it, and if they start to like get wind of like Batman coming down and cracking down on them or whatever,
That would be so cool.
I think that would be cool. But that would scare them, and people might stop doing it. But I feel like with like a single leader of a country, like they're not going to be like, oh no, my predecessor got killed or something. They're going to be like, let's get this entire army and just kill the country of whoever the murderer was from.
Okay, I
That sort
see.
of thing. Like,
I
they
see.
have too
But
much-
what if it? Okay, but what if it was like people in North Korea doing it? What if it was a North
Okay.
Korean vigilante?
Well, no, I guess I'm not saying like. I guess what I'm trying to say is that they have too much power and they're not going to be like intimidated
Yeah.
because they feel like they just have so much protection and stuff like that. Whereas
Yeah.
like a single like CEO of a company or whatever, like they feel like they're an individual rather than like
That's true.
the head of a country.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they could still get. I mean, if they're like the CEO of a big
Yeah.
company like Apple or Microsoft, they could get a lot of security.
Yeah, but I guess I assume that they kind of like feel differently about it.
I think where this idea is going
Yeah.
is in an ideal situation,
Mhm.
in a world where murder was legal.
Yeah.
People would be trained to watch out for bad actors all over the
mhm.
place, both in business and government.
Yeah.
And then even the security team would notice, like, hey, this guy's, like, though I'm hired to protect him,
Right.
he's polluting the river that runs behind my house.
Mhm.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it would only take a couple of those people, only like 1% of the population. You know, it's
Mhm.
the guy he's walking next to, like the CEO is walking next to
Yeah.
someone's cubicle, and he takes him out.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
I mean, it wouldn't take that many people to do it.
Yeah. I think over time,
The tough part would be
Yeah.
you'd get a lot of innocent people killed.
that's also an issue. Yeah.
Like people
But,
could definitely use
yeah.
this.
I think over time
Weaponize
it,
that,
it might
yeah.
settle into equilibrium where like you get rid of a lot of the bad people and some innocent people die, but maybe overall you get less bad people. But I think also, as you're describing like the whole like security team or whatever,
Yeah.
I was thinking like, I don't know if there was as much of it. No, I don't know if this was God. This it's not hydrating me very well. My mouth is very like dry.
Keep drinking it.
But I don't know if this was a thing in Rome as much. But definitely these days there's a lot of like corruption, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's just very easy to pay people to do stuff.
Yes.
And I feel like with the security team, if they're getting a lot of money from this guy, they're not gonna turn on him just because he's a bad person.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah.
Not necessarily true of what actually would happen in Rome. Sometimes the Praetorian
Uh-huh.
Guard would turn on the emperor if they got a better offer from someone else.
Sure.
So
and
it
then-
tended to be, because of more corrupt
then it
reasons. It
almost-
wasn't a vigilante killing the bad emperor, usually.
Yeah, it's just like people with more money almost.
Yeah, usually it was
Or-
people who would then become the next emperor, and they were like, and you'll be even more important in my government.
Yeah, I
so,
see, I see.
yeah, that
So
kind of stuff.
It becomes almost like just like an instrumental thing. Like
But I don't think that Rome was really doing it the right way. Like murder was
Mm.
kind of legal, but I don't know how to what extent that's really true and like how legal it was. I looked a little bit into it,
uh
and it seemed like maybe at one point it was pretty legal, like widely, and then it turned into more of like a fathers can kill their sons kind of thing.
oh, okay. I see.
So yeah, especially for
Interesting.
the emperor, I don't think they were letting people
Yeah.
kill the politicians.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that might be an inevitable thing that like they're not gonna want
The government takes over more power. And,
government doesn't want to allow people to just kill each other.
well, that's what
kind
I'm
of thing.
saying. I think that maybe
Yeah.
once someone comes in with the idea of
Mm.
murder isn't legal.
Sweet, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Are you taking the time?
Oh yeah, we've got some.
I guess
time.
you just.
I
don't
look
wanna-
back every now and then.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't want to always be asking, but at the same time, I don't want to just be talking.
No, yeah, don't
to
worry.
nothing.
Don't worry. No, at the very least, this can record for an hour.
That's
And-
true. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, continue.
All right. What was I talking? I was saying something about.
The government.
Oh yeah,
wanting
the
to take
government. Okay,
power.
the government is inevitably going to
Mhm.
make these laws that protect them. I think the no murder law is probably. I mean, it's protecting everyone.
Yeah.
But it's also protecting them, and
'Cause they are the most likely to get away with doing bad things.
they're the most likely to be
Yeah.
targeted by people because they're very public.
Or, yeah, sorry. The most likely without the legal murder. The ones that are most
Yeah.
likely to be able to circumvent the law. And stuff
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
But the murder thing stops them from doing that.
Yeah. Well,
Or not.
like legalized murder is that stops them?
Sorry, I'm not saying that very well. I guess what I'm saying is people in the government want to be able to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And if you have legal murder, it stops them from doing that. Right?
And I feel like, yes, it kind of stops them. It maybe like makes it more dangerous for them to do
Yeah,
bad
more
things.
dangerous.
But I also feel like all the laws pretty much people in the government break and they just get away with it. Like I feel like even murder a lot of the time, they're just in with their buddies and oh, well, there was some evidence that showed it might not have been me, so I guess I don't get
Oh.
any jail time, judge. Haha, thanks.
how he is.
I think that's kind of
Mhm.
a frequent thing that happens a lot of the time. Like
Frequent.
not even just murder, but like
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. All kind
Yeah.
like just like Hillary Clinton's emails. Like I think that was breaking a federal law or something to delete data during an investigation,
Oh.
and normally, like if it was anyone else, they would have went to jail.
Yeah. I see.
But politicians are buddies with the judges, and oh well, just let her off.
That
and-
definitely seems like a thing.
yeah,
I don't know too much about the.
I don't know that much about it.
So
just,
we should probably avoid talking too much about politics because those
Alright.
are very polarizing. Things.
that's true. That's true. I mean, there's
But
like
that might be just like that's just
yeah,
Like
like I'm sure there's stuff Donald Trump's done too that he definitely probably
Probably
got
like-
away with. Yeah.
yeah, but no, it's definitely yeah, people with power are definitely immune to the law in some ways. But I guess back to like the murder thing is like maybe they can kill anybody they want and kind of just get away, or not anybody, but they can kill some random person on the street and they won't get arrested. But like the other way around,
I think Donald
go.
Trump had a quote, something like,
yeah,
I could march down the street and shoot someone and people
Yeah.
would still love me. Something like that, he
Probably.
said when he was running for president.
yeah,
And he was right. I mean,
which is
yeah,
insane.
it's
which,
crazy.
I mean, yeah, like I don't even know if there's.
I don't know if he would have gotten away
with.
with it, though. If it was that blatant on video,
Sure.
I think at that point,
Yeah,
someone's
yeah.
got to do time.
But it's like I guess it's like kind of just always going to be like that with having this sort of power hierarchy. Like they're just never going to arrest the president for something unless it's like a very public thing that people agree is horrible. I think a lot of stuff just kind of goes under the carpet.
I think near the end of his presidency, Trump was talking about pardoning himself, and I don't know if there was any
Also-
precedent to do that. So
Yeah. Well, also, I think Trump's a bad example just because people really do not like him.
yeah,
Like, I think some people still like him, but like a lot of people just hate him.
yeah.
Whereas most presidents, it's like their approval rating isn't very high, but it's like nobody really
It's
hates
not
them.
as they're not as polarizing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like someone like Obama. Like I think a lot of people didn't like Obama, but for the most part, he was
pretty well liked.
And if he went and shot something on the street, it would be like, it's Obama. He did so much for the country. You don't care.
You think?
I think a lot of people, or maybe.
I mean,
not.
no, I'm sure a lot
It
of
depends
people.
on the circumstances.
Okay, I thought you meant in general, like everyone. You think he would have done no jail time if we had a video of Obama shooting someone in the street
While he was president, I don't know.
while he was president? Yeah, I
A
mean,
video of it maybe.
let's say
Yeah.
he couldn't pardon himself or he didn't pardon
Mhm.
himself or whatever.
Yeah.
It just goes to court. Or do you even think it would go to court? You think he'd just shoot someone and people would be like, nah,
If it's
he's
not
the
enough,
president.
if it's not like on video, if he's just like does it like in just like a couple people see him, I feel like
Let's say there is a video.
okay with the video, I think these days definitely it would go on social media and the government would have to do something about it, or there'd be
They'd
like
have to.
yeah.
But who?
which part of the government?
Yeah, I mean, he's 1/3 of it, so
I don't know. I think like the other branches, like the
the judicial branch.
maybe I don't know how
They're
that works,
gonna
honestly.
come after him with their gavels. You know,
Yeah.
he's, I don't know what could they really do
I don't
against
know
that.
actually. Yeah.
Would the military stand behind him? Would the generals support him? I don't
mean,
know.
Also, I feel like most presidents are like,
Don't actually murder people in the street.
well, yeah, they wouldn't do that, and if they did, they'd be like, yeah, my bad, I'll leave or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
feel like at that point they
I
would.
feel like Obama would definitely like just resign or something if.
But would
he
he
did
go?
it for
But
some
would he
reason.
go to jail?
I don't think he would.
I don't think he would either.
I
That's
think
how I
this-
think this political system works.
Yeah,
I don't
think
think.
a reasonable course of events would be like, the president kills someone for whatever reason.
Yeah,
They are like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and they just like resign, and then the next president, like their vice president, whoever gets in next, I don't know how it works,
Yeah.
but they just pardon them, and then
yes, that could
yeah.
work.
Also, I just realized I'm hitting the mic a little bit. I should probably not.
Well, we'll see
We'll see.
when we play it
Yeah.
back. But
yeah, I
how
think that makes
unpopular of a decision would that be to pardon this murderer? Right? Like if a president
Oof.
actually murdered someone, then for the next guy to come
Yeah.
in and risk their reputation pardoning someone who we have a video of murdering someone else, like
Yeah, I guess.
why would they do that?
Maybe I'm underestimating the amount of
Yeah.
hate they would get for it.
I think it'd be
I guess
pretty
it really
bad.
depends on like the circumstances. Like if it was like a mistake or something.
Yeah.
I guess if it was like a hate crime or something, yeah, it would be bad. But I don't know.
I don't know. I just think
Yeah.
people would be outraged. I mean,
Yeah,
like
I
they
guess I really-
didn't
yeah.
even like Trump, and he was just like saying stuff they didn't like.
That's
Imagine if you have a video of someone murdering someone else.
yeah,
That would be really bad.
that would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I guess I'm not on social media too much. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge like the sort of response people have to things. Like if it's
I think when there's a video of a murder, that
Is that-
response is probably pretty
yeah,
up there.
probably.
I think
yeah, if
it's
it's a
pretty
video,
high.
like, but it seems like I don't know how people feel about like I guess people hate Trump because he like represents something bad, but it's like
The other guy represents murder.
yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't know.
I don't know,
It seems
yeah.
pretty bad to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't feel very strongly about it. Honestly.
Yeah, and I do. Well, this is the end.
It's a very interesting episode.
It was, yeah.
Yes,
All right.
talking about murder.
I'm
and
looking
chemistry.
forward to seeing what the thumbnail will be.
No, oh my god. Also, yes,
All
I
right.
apologize to our loyal viewers who saw the second video's
The
thumbnail.
second video's thumbnail is really good.
I did not
It's
stand
really
by
good.
it.
All right, well,
We're having a discussion about it.
that's the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
See you in the next one.
Yes. See you later.